On Sunday, January 4th, it's a worldwide professional wrestling spectacular that only happens once a year live from the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Wrestle Kingdom 9.
There's nowhere I'd rather be than ringside in Tokyo. What a night, what athletes, what an event.
Global Force Wrestling presents New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 9, live from the Tokyo Dome, Sunday, January 4th, exclusively on pay-per-view.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug, teenager of the year. Don't step on my intro.
And we welcome you to episode 205 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are everywhere. We're on that shit. We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Twitter at WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, at Tyler_Abear.
Boom.
Good stuff. We're also on Twitch.tv/WNS Podcast for all of your Let's Watch Someone Else Play video game needs. So really good stuff. So welcome to the show. Got quite a bit to talk about. Yeah, I know. We're going to dive into your feedback, talk a little bit about NXT Takeover, TLC, Raw, Hot Topics, Q&A, all that and more.
Sorry.
Why are we chasing waterfalls?
You said TLC.
Oh, yes. I figured you would have gone for like, so I creep. Yeah.
Just keep it on the down low.
There you go. So welcome to the show. Yeah. Tyler, how you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah? Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Doing good today?
Yeah.
Had a good weekend? Had a lot of wrestling to watch?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
True dat.
Getting closer to Christmas? Have you gotten all your shopping done?
Fuck no.
Have you even started?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I get paid Friday, and I'm going to finish the shopping with that money.
Good deal.
That money.
Doug, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Busy? Keeping busy with work?
Yep.
Holidays are upon us, and
Yep.
Lots of stuff going around. How's your Christmas shopping going?
I've only bought for one person.
Yeah.
That's him.
Hey, that's the most important. Gotta watch out for number one, right?
Oh, no, not myself. I'm not that. I'm a selfish asshole, but I'm not that much of a selfish asshole.
Do you ever buy a present like for yourself and wrap it or put it in a bag? Or?
Year round.
Yeah.
I don't wrap it and stuff. I just.
The bags are like, they say Best Buy and Walmart or Target or wherever you happen to be shopping from. That's cool.
I guess I'm that asshole because...
you buy yourself presents?
Well, no, not really, but I've been trying to buy those amiibos.
Yeah. That has
Amiibo fever.
That has become your life here lately.
God, I've been so fucking obsessed.
The past few days. It's not good. It's
No,
unhealthy.
it's not, man. I'm gonna scratch it.
We're gonna have to have an intervention for you. I'm kind of worried.
Free crack giveaway.
Yeah, I don't know how well that's gonna turn out, but so welcome to the show.
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah. No, this isn't Pokemon. It's just Amiibo.
Gotta collect them all.
No, you don't.
They have some Pokemon in it.
Well, yeah, they do. Are they gonna have Mewtwo as one?
I hope.
Since isn't he supposed to be like DLC?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta fuck them all.
Whoa. You took that a different turn there.
I just did.
Why would you do that? So, before it gets any worse, let's dive into some feedback. First bit of feedback we have is from Mixer549 saying UFC is going to put a good fighter against Punk, and that'll be all she wrote for Punk.
That's pretty much what we said. We said that I said that it made sense for them to build him up.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of fights against some guys they knew that he could beat. Put him in there like in a real fight with a real fighter, built up a little bit, and then they'll shit talk each other.
Draw.
They'll shit talk each other, and they'll draw like buy rates.
Yeah.
No one said that. No one on this podcast is walking around talking like CM Punk is going to beat like a returning Anderson Silva or a returning GSP. No one thinks.
But they're
that.
also not going to put him in that match
Right.
for the first match.
Right. So
He's going to be around for a while. At least.
Sure.
So, but thanks for the feedback. We appreciate it. Next bit is from Parker saying, "Hey guys, thanks for the tips. And I live in northeastern Pennsylvania, so if you knew anyone around there, that would be great as far as wrestling promotion."
Like all the most prominent independent wrestling promotions outside of PWG run on the Upper East Coast. Man, you're like in the fucking middle of it.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer does a lot of stuff around there too.
I wish I was in that area.
Or is that more New York? That's
they
prime
run,
wrestling territory.
Well,
right
they're running the arena, I believe. So at least since the arena reopened, so that's Philadelphia. I know Chikara and Wrestling Swan is based out of Philadelphia, so I know that their season is closed, but they'll be back next year in like January or February.
But you're in that prime spot.
Yeah,
man, I would love to be around that area. I mean, no offense to the guy. I mean, we have our wrestling promotion in our town, then we have ROW for Houston, but we don't get as much shows and companies as y'all do over in that area. So.
Yeah. So for anyone who's listening, if y'all happen to live in the northeastern Pennsylvania area or in Pennsylvania in general, and know of any upcoming events, make sure to post about it in the on the YouTube link for Parker to see.
Parker Chikara is running the arena, which is the old ECW arena. It's now called the 2300 Arena.
Nice.
January 25th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know how close you are, but it can't be any further than we have to drive to see wrestling. So, I don't know. Also, Sunday, February 8th in Norristown, Pennsylvania. Also a Chikara show. These are all next season. So, also, CZW runs out of that area a lot. ROH is based where like hometown is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at least. So they don't run there as consistently as they once did, but I mean you'll be able to catch a show there a couple times a year. Basically, any independent company that you would want to see is going to run in your area. You don't even have to look. I mean, you may have to look for dates and times and arenas, but anybody you want to see, you can see with a short drive.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things. You just find a group near you and start asking some questions to those guys, and there you go, you got it. I mean, there's New England, the East Coast, the Midwest, Southwest, all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Here we go, Pennsylvania, big champs. So let's see. There's in Philadelphia, American Championship Pro Wrestling, Combat Zone Wrestling. Yeah. Well, I'm just reading off this list. Dragon Gate USA has been known to be out there. Extreme Rising. Pittsburgh, International Wrestling Cartel. Philadelphia, Keystone Championship Wrestling. Lancaster Championship Wrestling in Lancaster, obviously. Mechanicsburg, Pro Wrestling Entertainment. McKeesport, Pro Wrestling Express. Ring of Honor, Harrisburg, Ultimate Wrestling Experience.
Look, I just said that fucking those Chikara shows. Look, here is Ring of Honor is running Philadelphia, January 24th.
Yep.
Also at the arena. The arena. Get to the fucking arena. They're gonna have some wrestling shows that you're gonna want to see.
Yeah, go on Wikipedia and type in list of independent wrestling promotions in the United States, and then you can just scroll down to the area that you need.
Don't even have to do that. Ring of Honor, CZW,
Ring of Honor.
Chikara, all those companies run that place all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah. So there you go. So good stuff. Next bit of feedback we have is from Richard saying, I think CM Punk lied about how the WWE treated him. Did anyone hear what Corey Graves said on NXT REvolution? He said that the WWE doctors told him to retire because of too many concussions. In my opinion, if they look out for NXT talent, they're going to look after top superstars. CM Punk is going to get his ass whipped, hopefully by the Green Power Ranger. What you going to do when Richard runs wild on you? Woo! Hashtag Owens, hashtag C-Nation.
Well, to me, that's just like a trolling comment, or you're looking to have a contrarian opinion because you think, woo, don't woo me. Let me get my point and then get to your woos. They conveniently had someone retire because of concussions 2 weeks after CM Punk made a big deal out about their concussion test being an absolute fucking joke. And the people's and the people you question in that is Punk and not the other people. Don't you think that's a little convenient that they make a big deal that they do anything they can do to not address it directly? They make the vaguest like medical statement possible, and then magically they have someone that needs to retire 2 weeks after Punk makes the biggest fucking hullabaloo about all this fucking bullshit. And now, when's the last time you heard of a guy retiring before that? And he just magically, they have a guy that needs to 2 weeks after. Come on, man. You're either trolling or you're the most naive person I've ever met.
Who you haven't even personally met. But, you think of Santino semi-retiring, Edge retirement.
The Edge wasn't concussions. Was Santino concussions?
No, his was neck problems, though.
Well, this is specifically concussions, which is he's calling bullshit on, after Punk says whatever.
Yeah. So there you go. Interesting stuff. And speaking of NXT Takeover REvolution, that
mind
happened.
you, we perfectly said that we didn't agree, or at least me personally, I said I didn't agree with everything that Punk said, in the fucking interview, but I don't think that's something that he was to be questioned about. I feel like that is something that WWE, if you're looking at someone who's not telling the truth, it's probably them in this circle.
Yeah, so, again, it's one man's side against another, so, take it for what you can. But NXT TakeOver did happen this Thursday, got the internet buzzing for sure. Really entertaining stuff. I mean, you could tell that these guys are hungry to prove that they belong on the main roster, and they went out and tore the house down.
I saw pictures of Kevin Owens. He's bleeding.
Yeah, he was in the opening contest. He went up against CJ Parker, and CJ Parker does
the hippie guy?
Yeah,
palm strike.
He does a palm strike, and it, I guess it just connected too flush and split his nose open, and CJ Parker also had a nasty cut on his hand from it. So it was, it sounded sick. Just from the smack, so Kevin Owens, had the opening contest and, got the fans all hyped up.
He was, I saw a little bit of it, and I don't know how you can get away. Maybe you can help me. What was the move that he did that he picked him up when he went down, like the neck hit the knee?
I'm not sure. I
don't know. Steen does moves like that. I don't know. It just seems dangerous to me. I don't know the stuff behind it. It could be safer than I think. I don't know. That looked pretty bad.
Come here, let me try it.
Kind of flipped him or something, and like how he picked up and landed him, his neck hit the knee or something like. I don't know. It was weird.
Odd. But Steen or Owens, I should say, came out, definitely got the crowd hyped up, did a good dive, and it was an entertaining matchup.
It's basically an extended squash.
Yeah.
The craziest thing in all of this is that the former Drake Younger, who now is in developmental, working as a ref, like a notorious deathmatch dude, was the guy frantically trying to clean the blood off Owens' face, which is sort of like high comedy. I don't know. It's I don't know.
Like the deathmatch guy is like, no, we can't have blood.
Well, it's not his call. It's just funny that the guy who's so not synonymous because he did plenty of wrestling without death matches, but death matches were a big deal in his career because he did them for so long, and he's like the guy trying to clean blood off guys in matches.
Nice. But yeah, I thought it was a good, a fine start. Like I said, it got the crowd amped up. What were some of your favorite matches, Doug, or not necessarily matches, but moments? Obviously, they're...
I'm used to his spots. I think Tyler was trying to, talk about the... it's sort of like a pump handle, neck breaker that he does over the knee. He's got the pop-up power bomb. They're all stuff that he does. He does the cannonball. He does the sort of, front flip, leg drop on the down guy. All that shit is, like standard scene stuff that... spots. So he's taking his big spots that are going to work with him, in this sort of match. He's going to do what guys what Brian did. They're going to take what they can make work from their old style into what is more expected.
I don't see that working, that pump handle into that work on the main roster. I just don't see that move. Or a package pile driver.
Well, he'll develop as he goes along. So I mean, that's why they have him there and not the main roster, is to see what works and what doesn't. But I mean, there were a lot of fine matches on here on REvolution or Revolution, however you want to say it. You know, the Divas match was spot on. The main event was spot on. The tag matches were great.
Do we have my guy was on there, Enzo?
No, they weren't on there. And they came out at the end to celebrate. But yeah, Doug, what were some of your favorite moments on the whole card? Just stuff that really stuck out.
I mean, this is sort of plays more into the Owen stuff, but I personally was shocked that they were going to hot shot a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens thing.
Yeah.
Like with the Zayn won the belt, like they sort of like celebrated and like sort of as they were going fading away with the credits, not the credits, but the what do you call
The little banner
insignia or whatever.
Yeah.
The fuck, I don't know. Like Steen attacked them, and I thought,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
it's weird for them. Like they have such a storied past. It's so weird that they went like straight to that. And,
Yeah.
me and Daniel were talking about it, I guess, Sunday, and I guess that probably means that Zayn is probably not going to be much longer in NXT. That he's probably going to get like shoved up on the roster relatively quickly. Or I don't think they would hotshot this feud if he was long for NXT.
Yeah,
or whatever.
because you would expect the Neville Zayn feud to continue, because obviously the champ has lost his title. He wanted like a rematch.
I think Neville's gone though. I think they're just going to put him on.
Yeah, I think they might do that as well. But I think the some of the moments that stood out for me, the Vaudevillains entrance. Like, I don't get to watch NXT too often, so I'm really glad
I don't think
that.
I don't think the Vaudevillains gimmick it would work.
It wouldn't, but I mean,
on the main roster, I don't think it would work.
Right.
It works fine in NXT because that crowd gives them a little bit more rope. Like, you know what I mean? But
for people who see them for the first time, they're gonna be like, "What is this?"
right.
But the people, like we've talked about this several times about the crowd in NXT, how they're it's a repetitive crowd. They know they know what's going on. They're very invested. Whereas, you go from city to city, you're taking a chance. Like, okay, who knows what's going on and who's here just to bring their kid,
Right.
So,
It's sort of like the Impact Zone, except for half of the Impact Zone was filled with people just from the theme park, and the other half, like these people actually came to see this show. The same people came, which is to a certain extent that happened in the Impact Zone, but maybe like half of that crowd was there for that reason.
People who live in that area.
right. You're like, oh, let's go see this.
But I still think that's kind of cool though.
I don't know, the Ascension is sort of weird. I haven't seen a ton of Ascension matches, but from my understanding, this is sort of one of their better matches because I think they lean to the squash side from what I've heard. So I don't know. I don't know, like, if they're gonna work. Like, if they're that dependent upon, like, having squash.
They're going to have to come in and be dominant, but it's like the tag division in the WWE is so thin. Like, who are they going to be dominant against?
You can't be dominant against a New Day because they're just beginning.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Los Matadores, which they'll probably run over a couple of times. Usos are probably going to be their last stop. Goldust and Stardust. I mean,
I wouldn't think they would touch
Slater Gator, maybe.
I don't know. Slater Gator can't even get in the fucking tag gauntlet. So I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Adam Rose and the Bunny, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. And those are just like thrown together teams.
I don't know. I don't know how much legs those guys have.
I'm just worried that when they get to the main roster, there's nothing going to be there for them. It's like, okay, you're here. Good luck. See you later.
Well, even if they had jobbers lined up for them to squash, you're only going to do that for so long, and then like you have to be able to have more than just a squash match.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that worries me for these guys who are coming up. It's like, okay, you're coming up. You're going to be you have to fill someone's spot, and you got to establish yourself with the crowd so that they know whether to cheer or boo you,
You get the impression they're coming in as heels.
Yeah.
I mean, the gimmick.
Definitely.
I mean, the tough guy gimmick could play either way. I mean, really, although they do seem to be leaning to the heel side.
Yeah, and the fact that they added like the war paint on their heads, I'm not,
I got like a Kratos vibe. Like they have like the
the chest gear and all that. Yeah, people were saying it's combining LOD with Demolition.
Not enough spikes for that.
Not enough spikes, but that's a more modern take on it.
Sure. I mean, big tough guy, like bulky, like muscle dude tag teams. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I hope that they get something good because the tag division isn't exactly the strongest point right now.
I know it sounds bad, but that's what I fear for a lot of people from NXT.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I know that's their goal
to
get in there and they want to main event. And look, hey, man, some people are successful. Look at Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. They're working themselves up, but they're not at the bottom.
Well, and they were also brought in and had a lot of focus on them for over a year.
They also worked with Triple H, so that's the key.
There were some Triple H boys.
I really do think. I'm not trying to be an ass.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, NXT, for all intents and purposes, is a Triple H show. I mean, they've got that. I forget who they say the writer is for, who wrote the show or is currently writing NXT, but most of this shit was attributed to that one writer guy who I'm sorry, but his name is escaping me at the moment, in Triple H, so, I mean.
Yep. And, I've seen a couple pictures that Triple H has posted with him doing, like, the Wolfpack click symbol or whatever with Steen, Kenta, Finn Balor. Basically all the big five is basically what it is, where it's Owens, Hideo,
because
Balor.
not everyone's going to be successful that comes up.
Right.
I'd say that. I mean, look at Adam Rose.
Mm-hmm. Well, I honestly think that Adam Rose was put in way too soon. He had a catchy song that got over with the crowd, and so they said, okay, let's put him in there. We need another funny guy. And so, all right, well, now what do you do with him? Well, he's the funny guy. Okay, have him feud with his bunny. I
don't know. I just hope those guys that we're talking about, Finn Balor, Hideo, Kevin, Sammy, Adrian, all those. I just hope that they're very successful when they get on the main roster, which I am. And I know scared.
I know a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. I know a lot of people want to see them on the main roster.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm like,
sorry. That sounds bad.
Let them. Make sure that they have something big for these guys before you bring them up. Don't just throw them in there, with nothing going for them. I mean, hell, look at Emma. They brought her in with not a whole lot of hype, and now you barely even see her. Like what's going to happen when they bring Charlotte in? Because she's developing quite rather well for the time that she's been in there. So, like when they bring her in, are they, just going to toss her to the wayside? No, she's like top tier material. So, and I saw one comment that's saying, give credit to the women who wrestle in NXT, but give more credit to Sarah Del Rey, because isn't she the trainer down in NXT? So give her the more of the credit, because the women's wrestling in NXT is vastly superior to the WWE's main roster.
Maybe some of those girls on the main roster need to train with her.
Maybe they do. I mean, I don't want to say it's repetitive in the divas world, but it is. They don't have very many established move sets. Too many matches ending with roll-ups, whereas on NXT, they are throwing down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe you need to have some of them go down there and train with her.
I think right off the bat, it's unfair to even compare Raw and NXT because they're ran by different people in the company.
Well,
like Vince doesn't fucking touch NXT. He doesn't. I mean, he's a guy who all the buck fucking stops with Vince on anything on the main roster, and he doesn't touch NXT. So you got a guy who was so like defensive that he had to unpromptly tell people that he wasn't old and out of touch, like on Austin's podcast, and then so you're that self-aware, you're that self-conscious, you're probably out of touch. Which is Vince is like, you can't ever take away what Vince has done.
Right.
But it's getting time where he's an old fucking man now, and there ain't no shame in being an old fucking man because he did a lot with his life. I mean, that's
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't say like, well, you just can't compare Raw and NXT because they're not ran by the same fucking people.
Right.
And they, it's just not ever going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
even the women, like, in NXT, if they're going to give the women a little bit of time to tell a story and have a nice little match, you can shit on the fucking divas all day, and a lot of it is deserved, some of it isn't, but what the fuck are they going to do with the 2 minutes they're given anyway? I mean, like, it's not all... A lot of their criticism is earned, but some of it isn't. I mean, I think, like, expectations are a little, like, askew, like, with that shit.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. It's like, okay, if you're going to bring up some more people, you're going to be given less time to do something. So it's like, okay, go out there and have a great 3-minute match. Have fun. Show us what you got. It's like, oh, all right.
You bring more people up, more people come in.
Mm-hmm.
Time to release some people.
Yep. Oh, we got too many people on the roster. Time to do some cuts. So, I don't know. But all in all, I thought NXT TakeOver was really great. If you get the chance, make sure you check that out. Doug, what were your thoughts on the Zayn and Neville match?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good match. I thought as a whole, the show was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Not every match was all that, but
Yeah.
that's sort of what you get with NXT. And the high points certainly like were enough to carry the show.
Mm-hmm.
Even the stuff that isn't like top shelf on NXT works because they do like the simple storytelling where everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So even if they're not gonna fucking wow you bell to bell in the ring, at least what they're doing fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
And, I was doing tweeting during the event, and, throughout the whole night, I was just giving praise to the commentary team because they were adding to the story. They were adding importance to what was going on as opposed to, joking around. And
How was Corey on the...
I mean, he did fine. There were a few, crutches that they went to for him. It's like, oh yeah, these guys really well. Tell us about that. So, but that's standard whenever a wrestler jumps on commentary. But all in all, I think they did a great job in continuing the story. Like they even threw in little trivia facts, like the one with Alex Riley saying, guys, when Neville is in matches that last longer than 10 minutes, he's undefeated. It's the simple things that you add just for that little extra spice.
yeah, Riley's also sort of an asshole. He seems a little bitter, like the flying cow comments and shit.
Yeah.
For, like, Owens is like, and what do you make of all this like free
Flying
Riley
cow.
bullshit? He called Owens a flying cow. What do you make
a
of...
hint of jealousy there that he's not
Yeah.
on the card? And
Yeah.
he's like, man, I wish I could get back in there if only I had enough talent.
They just didn't see talent, or did he get hurt?
I don't remember how he ended up as a commentator.
He just stopped wrestling.
Yeah.
I actually like him as a commentator.
They had the
I
feud.
do.
They had his feud with the Miz, and he was done. That was it. So I don't know.
But
he didn't show me anything in the ring that I was like impressed with. I mean,
Yeah.
But they can't keep on doing that to guys. They can't just keep on. They're not gonna have enough room for people to be commentators.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they already have probably like 4 or 5 guys for commentator, plus Renee Young,
Albert,
Rich, Alex Riley, Corey Graves, and now and also Renee Young. So you got 5 people at least on the commentary for NXT. So it's gonna get a little crowded, but all in all, really good stuff. I felt the pacing in the main event was really well done. I loved the fact that they had the Zayn, battling his inner demon. Like, I have the belt.
Do I
The
hit him
ref
with
is
it?
down. Do I hit him? Do I take that? Do I pull the trigger? Do I be that guy?
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I can't do it. I have to stick with my morals. I'm gonna win. If I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna do it my way. And damn it, he sure did. And it was such a good moment. and you could tell he was emotional. Kevin Owens emotional as well when he first appeared.
Well, they really are like best friends. They
Yeah.
just fucking.
Oh, I'm talking about his debut when he first walked out.
I thought you meant like when they were like embracing it.
Yeah, that as well. I completely jumped back to the beginning of it. Whenever he first walked out, like, you know, he got a little misty-eyed there, which was, you know, really good stuff to see that, you know, he's like, I'm here, I made it, you know. But then at the end, for him to lead the charge of the locker room out there to embrace Sami Zayn and congratulate him, see that hug was really good, really touching moment. And then powerbomb him right onto the apron, and that was a pretty sick powerbomb too.
I mean, that's another like standard Steen spot. I mean, I heard a lot of people say like
he's legit knocked out.
Well, I heard a lot of people say like they're gonna fuck Steen up, like they're not gonna let him do what makes him him, and I'm like, how do you fucking know? I mean,
yeah,
he's pretty fucking true to what he is.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm so weirded out by these like. These fans who like have the like minimal awareness of these guys coming in, and they know that they're going to be like the next cool thing, so they tell everybody how they're the future and they're going to save the WWE, but then they've seen like a handful of YouTube clips or like a match they were in, so they think they have some grasp of what this guy's character is, or they may went to a show this guy was on. They're going to tell him, now they're preaching from their like rooftops how this guy's going to save the company, and he might. These guys fucking deserve it. I'm not saying they don't, but this particular breed of like fan, they do this thing, and then they're like, oh, they're going to fuck him up, and I just don't like.
I'll admit, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'll admit I don't know a whole lot about Finn Balor and Hideo, but you know, obviously with a name like Kenta. You hear things, you hear people talking. So I'm not going to say, oh, dude, these guys are like the greatest. I don't personally know. I haven't seen enough of their matches.
I'm not saying that you have, but I do see people who like.
But it builds that excitement.
Sure. No, I don't want people. I'm glad these guys deserve to get that hype when they come in, and I'm happy that these guys are getting people like to be like excited about them, and I want them to succeed because they absolutely fucking deserve it. But like, I would like for that to trickle down some. Like I guess what sort of baffles me is like that. I guess a lot of people say they're like I guess like two types of wrestling fans, and there's like hardcore wrestling fans and casual wrestling fans, and I think that's bullshit. I don't think casual wrestling fans exist in this day and age. Like I think at least American fan wise, I think there are WWE fans, there are pro wrestling fans, and then if you don't fit into either one of those, you're just not a fan. Period. And WWE people, I think, will follow WWE, and even if they're hating it and like hate watching it at the moment and talking shit, like they're never gonna like go find something like else to like make them feel better about it. And then I think pro wrestling fans are people who are interested in seeing pro wrestling. No matter what they got to do to see pro wrestling, like find another company, go on the internet, pirate, steal, pay, buy DVDs, whatever. Like those people are just gonna watch wrestling, and I guess what sort of fascinates me is like these people know, like they have enough of an ear to the street to know that these guys mean something when they come in, but they don't ever go like try and like see those guys who are going to be coming next, or like they fucking hate that they will talk shit. And believe me, WWE is deserving of a lot of the shit talking these past few months it's been getting. But these people are fucking hate watching, and they're like, why not go find like these guys that are coming up behind Steen and coming up behind Kenta and coming up behind Bakken? Like, go if you know these great people exist out there now because it's being presented to you, why don't you go and find something that you're gonna enjoy instead of like, it's like if it's not presented to me free on my TV, like I don't give a fuck. It doesn't mean anything until it gets there. And I'm just sort of fascinated by like, and I guess like I said, I believe that they're WWE fans and they're pro wrestling fans. And that sounds probably hypocritical coming from us because we primarily cover WWE, but I mean, I'll talk whatever, whenever. I mean, like that's not, and I'm not calling, I mean, these
when
guys
Tyler
have
and I move off, and
these guys have commitments, and like
Yeah.
they can only commit to so much. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying like it's sort of like I don't understand like these people who like hate watch this shit, and then they know they can just go find something like more entertaining, but won't. I don't.
I think
understand.
people like to hate. They love to just complain all the time. It's
Yeah.
like,
I don't know. It's
not
just,
as good as the Attitude Era.
I don't know. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
Not as good as CM Punk. It's like, oh, dude, these guys are the future. Really? What's your favorite match with this guy? Oh, I mean, so many to choose from. Like that guy you said you saw at Walgreens who wore that band shirt, and you were like, hey, what's your favorite album?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got the fiver. Could have got the fiver.
Could get 5, but
I don't know. I don't know. I just would like to see some of that excitement trickle out into some people who could probably use the support now, or just shut up with all the hating and like go find something to make you like happy.
yeah. And as far as like, people worried about, oh, they're going to change this guy. You
don't know what there is to change if you...
Yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly what they're going to do. Like as far as Finn Balor, I don't know a whole lot about him. I know that he sometimes will use the war paint. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And, a lot of people were worried. Are they going to let him? They're not going to let him do the war paint because he does a lot of characters that are, licensed, like Venom or Carnage or the Joker or Bane. They're not going to let him do that. They're going to take everything that's great about him away. And, then they come out, on the takeover, and he's got the war paint on, and the fans are going nuts. My take on that was, okay, they're excited because the WWE is letting him do that.
Sure. And sure, like is Venom like a trademark
yes,
character?
They're gonna keep that about him.
You can like vaguely do like a Venom thing without it being so like Venom, whatever. But I guess like my point about that is like it's great that people are like, I hope they let Devitt be Devitt.
Yeah.
Balor.
Let these guys be the guys that got them there.
Yeah, but my problem is like most of the people I see shouting this shit from the rooftops, I never saw talking about his fucking New Japan shit in the first place, and that's like not.
It's like let's hear you talk about him before the day they signed him.
No, it's not even that. I'm not trying to present this like hipster thing where I'm like, well, guys, what I'm trying to say is
about him before.
I'm trying to say like if that means enough to you, like then.
Holy shit! I went back and watched his match with such and such.
Or don't just try and sound cool. Like if you don't know what it is about him that you're worried that it's going to be changed, like don't act like you like It's just weird. I don't know. I find it weird. I don't know.
So, but yeah, it's just sit down and enjoy the ride, and then make your assumptions a little bit later.
Good for all these guys. I'm glad they're fucking.
Man, I'm just thinking like, what would happen if Balor, Hideo, Zayn, Neville, and Owens all came in at the same time as a stable, and not necessarily went the Shield route, but similar as in we've got something planned for you guys. Like that would be a lot to have to do, especially with 5 guys. But
I just think that's too focused. I feel like
yeah, you'd have to bring them in separately, but like these 5 guys are like that next wave of the future. Like whenever they brought in, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, like through that ECW, Superstar Initiative or whatever that they had.
Right.
When they brought in a few new guys, like this is that next wave. And
Tyler Rex.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Matt Stryker. But like even
hey man, Magic Striker's calling Wrestle Kingdom with Jim Ross.
He is.
There's shame in that game.
No.
And every week on Lucha Underground.
That gets played a lot.
Also, lots of street shots of like cars. That's cool. I think it's.
That's all I know. It's like okay, I can stop fast forwarding now. I see streets. So, but what was I saying? But like going even further back when Cena and Lesnar and Batista and Orton all came in around the same time, and now they're referred to as the class of what, like 2002 or whatever it was,
Oh, Orton came in way before Cena.
Like what, like 3 or 4 months or something like that. I don't think it was that far. It was probably like a 6-month max. I think
they're like ballpark the same.
Yeah. somewhere around the same. They've been in the
They
business.
were all like in OVW together.
Right. But that's what I'm referring to. Like, these guys are going to be coming in and just ushering that new future. And I think
Hopefully.
I hope it's going to be great. So so if you get the chance, if you have the network, if you have means to watch it, definitely check out NXT Takeover REvolution.
I just want to clear up before we go into TLC, which was not a great show. I don't want to come across like I'm discouraging people from love these guys. These guys are worthy of your love.
Yes.
Continue loving these guys.
Love.
Yeah, so
much love.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Oh, I just got the joke.
Oh, okay. So definitely go back and check that out if you have the chance. Lucha Dragons and Vaudevillains, all that good stuff. Your mom, as Tyler says. So we had TLC this past Sunday. Okay. We had the kickoff match. We saw the New Day defeat Gold and Stardust. I think that's what it was.
I get to see that.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss a whole lot. I still feel like there's a whole lot of discussion on what are they doing with the New Day.
Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't like Stardust's green attire. It was kind of weird. But we do have the first match up, which I think was probably the best match of the night. Dolph Ziggler going up against Luke Harper in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. And these guys beat the holy hell out of each other. Holy crap.
Yeah. There was this one part where I think Ziggler was on the outside, and he had the ladder, and Harper ran through or something like that. And we thought that it like broke his arm or something like that, or fucked up big time.
Nasty.
And we were like, holy fuck, he's really hurt. And we believed it. There's not too many times where there's
not too many moments where we'll be like, oh my God, I think he just killed himself.
Yeah, or like he's in pain, and it's like they're going to have to call this fucking match.
I mean, he was obviously in pain, but he got very lucky that it wasn't a break or anything like that. Oh my
fucking God, yes. So, Doug will be back in a little bit, but he was like, holy shit. And it's like, I mean, I feel like out of all of us, if it was someone that it's hard, really hard to like, or like to say, hey, this is
grab the attention like
it's
that.
Doug too.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us. I mean, of course, but.
But I mean, this match was hard hitting. Very, very nice use of the ladders. There
was a few matches where they were like fucking hurt. Looked like they fucking hurt each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was blood. Ziggler was bleeding from the nose.
Harper cut himself under the armpit, and then on the side, I think, on his other side.
And then also on his arm for whenever he landed on the ladder.
God damn.
Like, these guys went to town on one another.
Like, refs like, oh, let me put the gloves on.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are saying that this is one of the better ladder matches of all time. Not necessarily the best, but definitely one of the hardest hitting for sure. Because I mean, they'll set up certain spots and stuff, but this one was like, I'm going to take this ladder and I'm going to use it as a weapon, and then we're just going to beat the hell out of each other, and then we're going to go for the.
This is probably my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, these guys, put on a great show. The crowd was hyped for it. It was just a really good matchup.
Also a fucking hot shot at the title again.
Yeah. So Ziggler ends up getting the victory, defeating Luke Harper and becoming the new Intercontinental Championship. Doug, now that you have returned, let's talk about that dive that Harper did and the reaction that it made you have.
I don't know if he really hurt himself or it was just a really good sell job, but we thought he really broke his arm or something.
Yeah. It was pretty nasty, and Tyler was saying, it takes quite a bit for that kind of reaction from us. It was such a sick fall.
Yeah, they replayed. I was surprised with the replay because I thought when they replayed from the other angle, it was going to be his arm was going to be bent at some fucked up angle or something, and it wasn't. It's just the impact he hit with. But
I also thought maybe after they did that and Ziggler ran up the ladder, they kind of finished it. They kind of changed the
went to the finish.
Yeah. Quick, go climb the ladder.
I mean, he had to be. somewhat okay to finish the match in the way that he finished it,
Yeah.
like using it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but the cuts, the blood, the bruising, it was just hard hitting and a really solid matchup.
Yeah, I thought this was really good.
Yeah, so probably Tyler and I.
Man, I've been on Ziggler's dick lately. I don't know. His past few pay-per-view matches, I've been like on Ziggler.
Well, he's been stepping his game up.
Sure.
So really good stuff. So I think
Now, I'm traditionally not a guy who's all up on Ziggler's dick either.
yeah. So
Get that dick away from me.
he's trying to prove himself, and even the commentators were like, this is the night, this is the match that defines him. This is going to prove that he can be the guy.
This is Ziggler's dick.
So this is his dick. Go ahead and hop on. So Tyler and I both said that it was our match of the night. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Okay.
for
So,
sure.
So really good stuff.
Not a lot of competition.
yeah. And I went back and listened to
Can we rewind? Did you guys, in the middle of my like bullshit whiny like fucking NXT ranty thing that I just did, you guys made allusion to the fact that you're like moving on and leaving me? What was that about?
Well, because you were talking about, I'll talk any kind of wrestling for anyone. And I was going to say, because, you made the...
This is like foreshadowing. Fans set your watches to when they eventually leave the podcast.
Well, because you were talking to us before the show last week about how whenever we get married, the two of us get married to our significant others, and then we start popping out some babies and stuff like that, we're not going to have time for you or the show, in which case you would find some replacements. And on that day, when that happens, when you take over... then you can talk about any promotion that you want. I know we tend to focus on WWE's product, but that would be your show to run the way you see fit.
Wouldn't be a replacement.
Yeah, you can't replace this.
No, I have to be a whole new show with different name and stuff.
Yeah, do you already have that worked out?
Wrestling
Are you already
News
working on a new
Force.
shirt?
New shirt.
Wrestling Newscast.
Force.
Wrestling Newscast. Best #1 most.
No, I ain't
You
shilling.
gotta
I'm not
set up-
shilling. If
You got to set
the
up for that
time
already.
comes, I'm not shilling for nobody else.
You have a support by Shane Douglas. You have
The best #1 most podcast.
You're like, just go with that. I got a drop for you.
You're just gonna get like a white shirt and a Sharpie
best
and
podcast.
write whatever it is that your show's
with
gonna
Shane
be. In.
Douglas' face on it.
So the Doug's Wrestling Podcast Show.
No, I would
Hosted
never.
by
I
Doug.
would never put my name on the title.
No? Okay. The Let's Talk Wrestling from all over the world.
You guys were really trying to
show.
sell me on this new show shit. Y'all ready to quit or what?
No, I'm not ready to quit. I'm happy where we are. Which, by the way, that reminds me, the day of we're recording this, it is the WNS Podcast birthday. So,
Is it?
yeah.
Wow.
We're turning 4. So really cool stuff. Celebrate with us. Woo!
We are big boys now.
Yep. We got our... Wait, no.
Big boy pants.
Yeah,
on.
big boy pants. Let's just go with that. Not what I was
We're not old. You said
No.
it depends. You're about to say it depends.
No.
It
We got our big boy
depends.
pants now. It depends on how you're feeling. So yeah, happy birthday. Celebrate with us.
Thank you.
Celebrate. Have a birthday. Have
It's
a birthday.
Boxy's birthday. Boxy Brown, it's his birthday.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, let's go back into TLC. Next matchup was a stairs match between Big Show and Big Red Eric Rowan. Email me. I'm trying not to let that catch on. Email me. Wait, you're like people who want to...
You guys are heavily foreshadowing quitting this
the
week.
wrestling podcast train.
These guys have like half one foot out the door, so people start emailing me your resume.
I don't know what you're talking about. Both my feet are firmly in this room.
You guys are talking about quitting a lot. This
I'm not
week.
going
All
anywhere.
right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right. Well, I mean, I got to go somewhere. I have to go home eventually. I can't just stay in this
I want
room.
to see your nuts in Kelsey's purse, like Mr. Aber over there. Not that his nuts are in Kelsey's purse, but his nuts are in.
Why are
Come
nuts
on
in
now.
my fiance's purse?
Motherfucker.
Nah, Daryl has
Can't watch Raw. Can't watch Raw for the podcast. Up on Facebook, out having dinner with people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I have dinner with?
someone more important than us, apparently.
Amiibos.
Amiibos. Yeah.
I set them up.
Yeah, Daryl has a firm grip on your testicles in her
No.
purse.
No.
Whereas I'm free to roam and do
Bull
as I
fucking
please.
shit.
All right.
Okay.
Bull
I got you,
fucking
Doug.
shit.
I'll be here. We're talking about wrestling.
Well, even if Tyler quits,
I ain't quitting.
we might have to rename the podcast. I don't think it'll be the same without him.
Now you're kicking me out of the fucking door.
You're like, fuck it, we're not.
Yeah, we already have the merchandise
All right,
and
okay.
the pictures and all that.
You hear this shit? They're already kicking me out of the fucking door. I didn't say I was gonna quit.
I didn't do
We're
anything.
not kicking you out of
I'm not
shit.
kicking you out of
We're
anything.
not kicking you out of shit. We're like dragging you here every week. You're like kicking and screaming, wanting to know about your fucking amiibos.
And I love my amiibos. This is the Amiibo podcast.
Yeah. What's the current count?
Like last
Where are
week,
you
Tyler
at?
was like, "Let's do a toy podcast." Like, how about you fucking focus on the podcast we have right now?
The one that's 4 years running now.
We gotta do multiple podcasts.
Yeah. Multiple? All right. Well, you do that.
I need equipment. Let me see your card.
No, you're not getting the card.
I just got a new laptop.
You have what kind of equipment you get?
I've got a microphone.
You got 2 turntables
No,
and a microphone.
no. I just have two.
Where's
I
that?
just have a microphone. Actually, I have like 3 microphones. I have 2 USB microphones and then a studio mic. Which one you need? I'll help you set up.
Set up shop.
Yeah. You want to do a video podcast? That'll take a while to upload.
If they were doing a behind the music on our podcast, like this would be the first like telltale sign they point to of like where shit went downhill and they broke up. It's like that one show where they talk about breaking up a whole bunch.
It all started on the 4th anniversary of the podcast. Well, what happened? We were sitting there talking about the show. And Tyler mentioned something about amiibos.
And that's when Daniel was talking in a British accent, and I don't know what the fuck was going on. And then
Behind the story, man.
on the store.
Yeah. It's all behind the
You
story.
have I'm supposed to have a British accent for that?
I don't care what kind of accent you can have. You can have a
I'll
Jamaican
do
accent if
all.
you want.
And I also was saying I was more than the boom boom guy.
Yeah? Okay. So, Big Show versus Rowan, stairs match. Doug, what were your thoughts on this?
I just want to say before we go back into TLC, nobody quit for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Nobody.
I'm
let's
not quitting.
let's make a pact.
Okay.
Let's get some hands in here. Let's get a
I will guarantee you
let's
to
get a
2016.
let's get a Woe Bundy going on here. Nobody's quitting the podcast.
Nobody's quitting the podcast.
until when?
No.
Until when? At least when?
At least the end of 2016.
All right. Well,
That's almost a 2-year contract right there.
this we just signed. We're exclusive talent contracts to the WNS podcast for until the end of 2016. All right.
Forever.
All right. Let's get a Woe Bundy.
Whoa, Bundy! There you go.
All right. I feel better about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this shitty pay-per-view.
So Big Show versus Rowan, stairs match. Doug, you kick it off.
Not good. Do you
Not
have
good?
anything else to say about it?
The stairs pyramid that they built, what?
Was that
That was so lackluster.
Yeah.
There's a part where was he on this? The Big Show was on the stairs, and then I think Rowan jumped off the top with another stairs, and like Big Show tried to roll out, but it kind of like hit him in the back.
Yeah, it caught him.
That was his fault, though. It's
He
his
rolled-
job to
yeah.
get out of the way.
Yeah. As far as the finish where Big Show put the stairs on Rowan, I was expecting them to put the stairs like more closer to his shoulders.
Where he
because-
could have just
where he-
lift them up at any time he wanted.
Yeah, I mean they had him pinned down, but it doesn't take much to just lift your shoulder off the ground. So I figured
That-
they would have at least done that. But
That stair wall wasn't that great.
it was so lackluster. I mean, the material, yes, the stairs may weigh quite a bit, but the material is really thin. So whenever you go crashing through it, it does not look that impactful. And there was that little wobble sound with it.
wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby.
I think what sort of overarching problem of this whole show is that they only tell you the rules to matches that they expect to exploit the rules for the finish, and the rest it just means like whatever the fuck they want it to mean. Like a stairs match, for instance, could mean, or a stairs match should mean either one of two things. One, a match where stairs are illegal and nothing else is legal, or a match in which to win the finish has to involve stairs.
Yeah.
One of those two things.
A giant row of stairs at the entranceway, and they have to climb their way to the top.
Sure.
Stairway to heaven.
Like, or, like a TLC should, and we'll get there, but a TLC should be a match in which the tables, the ladders, and the chairs were legal.
Not television monitors, not kendo sticks,
right?
Not guardrails in a tables match.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
yes.
I don't know. It's just.
I didn't care for that match.
Just make it mean something. I don't know.
Yeah. And the problem with this pay-per-view, aside from the fact that they didn't just change the title to Demolition Derby, because God knows they said it enough, is it's a spot fest. It's a 3-hour-long spot fest. And so by the end of it, it doesn't matter what kind of show you're putting on, the crowd's going to be dead. You know? For, I'd say at least the halfway point to the end, the crowd for the most part was dead. They didn't care.
Right.
They were worn out. You cannot have that. You know? And the fact, the part that bugs me the most is that you've got a match where the finish has to come with a table, right? So they have to go through a table.
So that would make sense. So.
No, I mean, and I'm just using this as an example. Right. For an example, it could have been the chairs match. When you use that weapon, it's supposed to take everything out of the opponent, correct? Mm-hmm. Like when you hit someone with the chair in the back, that's supposed to take them down or incapacitate them.
Do some damage.
When they go through a table, that's it. They're done. Well, in a TLC match, they went through tables. They were repetitively hitting each other with chairs and ladders and kendo sticks on the forehead. I mean, and then they're getting right back up and doing finishes to each other. So when it's a spot fest like that that's 3 hours long, by the end of it, you're like, okay, it's lost its allure, and they're popping right back up from it. I mean, yeah, they're a little slow to get up to sell it, but in the end, it's like, okay, Rollins went through the table, and he didn't get back up. Ambrose went through the table, or Ambrose jumped off of a ladder, through a table, and then got right back up, did it again, and then did it later from an even higher height.
Well, I think the psychology of that is that Wyatt is the one that's supposed to be
right
more impacted than himself.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem is not so much that I don't feel like the selling of the weapon shots is adequate enough. My problem is more so that in a pay-per-view full of gimmick matches, half of your matches are not matches that have warranted a gimmick match.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys haven't feuded long enough or don't dislike each other enough to have these matches.
Yep.
These are like feud enders type things, and these guys haven't even been feuding for a month. I mean,
half the matches were thrown together, and it was like, oh, he used a chair in a match, so they're going to have a chairs match now. Oh, he brought out a table and tried to throw his opponent through it, so they're going to have a tables match.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs an opponent, so he's going to be in a ladder match.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with them calling it TLC and just having the main event be a TLC match.
right.
I think that's fine. We don't expect every match on the Hell in a Cell to get like a cell match. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
although they do multiple cell matches.
And this is also the problem with gimmicky pay-per-views. It's expected. When you see Hell in a Cell 3 weeks from now, you know exactly what you're getting. Well, we're getting a Hell in a Cell match. The allure,
whether it warrants that or not.
right. The allure of the Hell in a Cell is, oh my God, this feud has escalated to such a degree that they have to be put inside this steel cage in which no one can get in under any circumstances. Like, they are going through hell. This is war. You don't get it. It's just like, oh, well, they're just going to have a match now.
Every match is...
Let's just have a match. Why not?
Not every match, but,
Yeah, I mean, I really wasn't very high on this pay-per-view or a special event, whatever we're calling them now.
Yeah.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
And guardrails, and kendo sticks, and exploding televisions, and fire extinguishers,
grenades,
and bells, and...
I give them a pass on... From me, personally, they get a pass on apron, the ring post, the announcer's table, and the guardrail. To me, that is... part of the ring, so it's in fair play. Like, right. Because if the guys were brawling outside of the ring and you get Irish whipped into the the guardrail or the pole, like that wouldn't be a DQ. He'd be like, "Hey, get the fuck in the ring, guys!" Like,
Yeah.
But like, if you are gonna have a gimmick fucking pay-per-view, you got to define the fucking gimmick matches in the pay-per-view. You can't just be like, or just have them all be no DQ matches. Like, that's, or just say there are no DQs on this pay-per-view. Like, whatever. But I don't know. It's just too.
And it's like, okay, it's a chairs match, so chairs are legal. Does that mean countouts are legal? Does that mean that low blows are legal?
Well, the thing about TLC is like, okay, it's not really DQ, but also you have to make sure you drag them back in the ring. It's not false count anywhere. It's like, just arbitrary.
It's so hokey.
I don't think it's hokey. It's just sort of arbitrary. It's like we picked. It's like you had a checklist and you're like, these are the rules we want to follow. These are the rules we want to follow. Like, just fucking make.
And
it
if this
clear.
happens, just roll with it.
Sure.
So.
Don't. Yeah.
But yeah. But Big Show ends up getting the win. You know, I guess they're going to have him be booked strongly to go up against Roman Reigns. You know, kind of disappointing to see Rowan get the loss. Although, you know, that's one of those things. It's like, okay, well now what is he going to do? Like, they need to start establishing him as something in order to keep him around. Otherwise, he'll get lost in the shuffle. But Big Show ends up getting the win. Next up was Cena versus Rollins. I figured this would have been either second to last or main event.
Yeah, that's strange.
But yeah, it was very strange to kick off the second hour of it to have this matchup. Way too clustered for me. You know, you've got J&J Security, you've got Big Show, you've got the returning Roman Reigns. There was just too much in this matchup.
It was sort of overbooked, but here's my problem with it being no DQ. And Rollins has established that he has this entourage of J&J Security.
Right.
So they would look stupid standing around with their thumbs in their asses, like not interfering because if they did it once or twice, you'd be like, why don't they just interfere in the whole fucking match? Because they can't. So you have to find a way like around that. Or, I mean, yeah.
Again, it goes back to that, you know, okay, this is a tables match. They can use a table. What, you know, is, you know, outside interference not allowed? Or, is it, you know, it's again, it goes back to the clarification of the rules.
Right. So, I mean, if you establish that they can interfere without throwing the match out, then they're fucking imbeciles to not interfere the whole match, which they basically did, which from a certain standpoint I'm okay with because it didn't make them look like incompetent, right?
Right.
So, but it did make for like a cluster, like an overbooked match.
Like, why not just have the match start with, you know, all three of them in the ring fight, you know?
Well, they did, didn't they?
Pretty much.
Didn't they? Something. It wasn't very long before they got involved.
Yeah.
They got involved pretty often.
They made their presence known, and, you know, and then Big Show comes down, and, you know, they did that false finish where Cena and Rollins went through the table, which if that's the case, why would you have a stop to the match? Just say, hey, it was a tie, keep going. But they had to have the refs come out who were watching backstage and saw what everyone else saw, and oh, no, this guy won. No, this guy won. Like, that was sort of a waste of time for me. It's like, okay, watch the replay. Oh, okay, they both went through. Okay, restart it. You know, like, why'd they have to go through that whole yay, boo kind of thing?
I guess they were trying to, like, I don't know.
Yeah. And then Big Show comes out to try and take care of Cena. And once again, music cues, let's take our time getting down to the ring. You know,
there's no, I don't think we've gotten to the point where there's no way around. If a guy's going to be visible, his music's going to play. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, if you
like
hear someone's
the
music,
Sting.
then like you should expect someone to be coming if you hear their music. I get that.
Right.
But I figure, I mean, not that I figure, but I feel like we've got to the point where guys just not coming out if his music's not playing.
Yeah.
Unless it just suits their story somehow. So I don't know.
But I mean, like, it's the same scenario from Survivor Series where Triple H is in the ring, referee comes running out, counts 1, 2, music cues. Oh, music cue. I got to stop counting and see what's going on and wait for him to walk down to the ring so that he can punch me. Like, going back to the Survivor Series, whenever Triple H is signaling for a referee, that would have been the time for Sting to come out. You know? In this situation, don't have the music. Like, have him jump the barricade and tackle Big Show. Because if I'm Big Show and I hear music cue, I know someone's coming. So that tells to me, okay, I have limited time to do what needs to be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and take John Cena and put him through the table before he even waddles his way down to the ring.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm gonna say devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Two things. Devil's advocate. One is that was Roman Reigns' re-debut. Like, he came back,
Right.
so they want people to know that's him. They want people to be pumped that he's coming.
Right.
So they're gonna hit his music. And secondly, it's just sort of one of those things that's sort of accepted in wrestling now that like music,
everything pauses.
right? And I'm not saying that makes it okay or makes it better or there aren't better ways about doing it. It's just one of the things that it's like, even though we kind of criticize, it's sort of hard to because it's so ingrained in what we see as wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like,
not that it excuses it. I'm just saying.
right. But like, okay, here's a different scenario. Say Big Show's in there. He's got his hand on John Cena, getting ready to give him a choke slam. Music cues. He throws Cena to the ground, looks up to where Roman Reigns normally comes out. Come on, man. Come on. Try and stop me. Roman Reigns hops the barricade from the other side where the, ring announcers and all that are, and hops in the ring and takes him out that way. That would have been more acceptable to me.
Sure. Like Big Show looking like he was preparing for a Roman. And
Right.
gets him from the side.
But
Sure.
instead it's, I've got my hand on your throat, music cues. Hey, what's going on? Hey, fellas. Oh, hey, Roman Reigns. What you doing? Oh, come on down. Yeah, sure, I'll stand right here.
I like that version. I
Like-
like how you said that. Hey.
So, I don't know. It was just silly. It was a cluster. I didn't like it. But Cena ends up getting the victory to the surprise of not too many people. Next matchup, we got to see Nikki Bella going up against AJ for the Divas Championship. This match was very flat. The crowd didn't care one bit about it. The ending was a bit odd with Nikki spraying something in AJ's eyes as Brie was getting ejected.
Free mode.
And Nikki retains. That's about it.
Yeah.
So after that, we did get a Roman Reigns interview where he was talking about how he's going to be entered in the Royal Rumble. It seemed to me, and I think a lot of other people, that he kind of forgot what he was saying.
Yeah. Maybe he's not a guy who can go...
Don't go live.
he can't go off the cuffs, right?
Yeah. And it seems like, he does try to go off the cuff. Or, he is trying to, provide that extra oomph to it.
Right.
And it just goes off, like, so cheesy. Where he's just
Like he's pausing for effect, but he
Yes.
forgets what he's going to say.
yes. He's like, am I worried about what's going to happen?
I don't know. You tell me. I really...
Nah, just wait till the Rumble, man. Believe that.
That cracked me up when he did that shit.
Am I worried about what's going to happen? Hold up. Hey guys, am I worried about what's going to happen?
I can't see the cue card.
Am I supposed to be worried?
Can you show me the cue card real quick? Just move.
Fuck
Just
yeah.
move your head. Just no. Thanks. All right. So yeah, but he'll be in the Royal Rumble. More than likely, he's gonna win. So if you thought last year was bad of what I did, just wait. Believe that. So next up, we got to see Ryback versus Kane in a chairs match. Again, one of these matches that was kind of just thrown together. Hey, let's put them in there. They'll have
Another
chairs
match I don't give a
and
fuck.
crowd doesn't care about. And so Ryback gets the win. Kane basically has gotten to the point where he gets zero reaction, which is really sad because he's such an established guy. But they've done so much to his character that people were just like, I'm done. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, I've never been a Kane guy.
Yeah.
The highest
That's
Kane's
gotta be Kane!
the highest Kane's ever been on my list is teaming with Brian. So.
But Ryback ends up getting the victory. Next up, we got to see Rusev going up against Swagger. Not the longest match. Not the
This was
greatest.
short, but I thought this was pretty solid.
Yeah. Match ends in a ref calling for the bell. I don't think Swagger tapped out, did he?
No, he passed.
Yeah.
He passed out. And then JBL doing his, he let down America. Whatever. So Rusev ends up getting the victory. Taking us into the TLC match, main event, Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. And these guys threw everything they had at one another and then some. like I said, by the end of it, I was tired.
Oh, I was asleep.
Yeah, Tyler was falling asleep because, I mean, it's too much. It's too much of a spot fest, and it's just like, oh, okay, they're jumping off ladders and doing all this. And it's sad because, like, you want to see all this stuff. Fans chanting, we want tables about stuff all the time. Well, here's like 5 of them. Here's 5 tables. We're going to go through every single one of them. Yeah, all right, cool. Thanks. All right, yeah. That's the reaction they were getting. So, you got to get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views. Get rid of Elimination Chamber, which they are. Get rid of Hell in a Cell. Get rid of TLC. Money in the Bank you can keep because that one at least is like 1 match now. So it has a little bit of importance. Whereas the others...
Those are always pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
Plus, it's their, like, get out of jail... Well, not their get out of jail free. It's their, like, free pass, put the title on somebody.
Yeah, put the title on him, see how he does for a little bit, and we'll go from there. But, you know, as far as that goes, keep it at Extreme Rules only, if that's what you want to have. You know, if you want to keep a gimmicky match, make it Extreme Rules, where there are no rules... So that anything can happen and it's okay, as opposed to, well, this is a table match, so only tables are legal. Well, we're also going to use chairs or kendo sticks or a TV monitor or something. You know, it's just, it frustrates me. So, you know, keep the Royal Rumble, do a regular pay-per-view, which they are, Fastlane. Then
they're calling it?
Yes. And then...
What's they do with cars? Demolition Derby.
Yeah. Well, Fastlane, Road to WrestleMania...
Sure.
So
cars are dumb. I don't even like cars though. Fuck cars.
Yeah, who needs one?
Fuck cars.
Yeah, let's walk everywhere.
Fuck cars, walk everywhere. Take that back. I ain't walking nowhere.
Yeah, maybe keep Extreme Rules, keep Money in the Bank, keep SummerSlam. You know, keep the big 4, obviously. But get rid of the gimmicky pay-per-views. If you're gonna have a pay-per-view every month, just have them be normal pay-per-views.
Maybe eventually they'll get away from all that.
I hope so. They need to. And we've been talking about this for a long time. We get questions about this quite often as well. So what were y'all's thoughts on the matchup itself?
I thought it was disappointing. I thought the finish was lame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tyler was asleep.
I remember waking up at the end, seeing the winner.
Yeah.
But I'm not
oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
okay.
So...
Some people were like, that's not what happens when you unplug a TV. Like, I get it, but I think that's a bit of a nitpick or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was
saying,
lame.
I was like, okay, if he's going to hit Bray Wyatt, he needs to unplug that. Otherwise, it's going to snag. Right. Oh, let me try it again. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, I've never seen electricity spark out like that. It almost looks like pyro.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the thing. I just thought it was a lame finish.
Yeah. So... And then Bray Wyatt capitalizes on the moment and gets the win. So, whatever. So that's how we close out TLC. I think you and I tied for first, Tyler. I think there was like one match that Doug went away from us that cost him. I think that was... I don't remember which one it was. I have to go back and listen, but
I don't even remember who I picked. So you're better than me.
I think you only got 3 wrong, and we only got 2 wrong. So not too bad. So yeah, diving on into Raw, we kick things off. Raw is Jericho, Heyman, Rollins,
Jericho,
and Cena.
I don't give a fucking shit.
Yeah, a very long opening segment, 23 minutes. I think was the official time on it. They have got to stop doing these. Like, if you're going to have it, make it just a short little opening segment to establish what the main event's going to be.
They're not.
23 minutes this went on, just so that they could say, okay, we're going to have me versus Paul Heyman, Rollins versus Cena, and a steel cage match. That's it. I mean, it was good to see Jericho, and he did all his, Jericho-isms. But by the end of the night, I was sick of looking at him. I was like, okay, I'm done. He was... focused on way too much in the first half of the show.
They did a lot of stuff with him, not just like, hey, he was backstage, like general managers, like, some people come into the office, like, hey, I want this. They did the show thing. He did that. He was going to be in a match. I don't know. I felt
opening segment, backstage segment, highlight reel, and a match. So, I don't know. Doug, what did you think about this opening to the show?
I thought Heyman was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was sort of annoyed by Jericho. I sort of don't like him challenging Heyman. I sort of think that's sort of a lame thing, but I knew once...
Don't be a bully.
Well, I knew that once he started challenging Heyman, I knew that was a setup for Brock to lay him out, so I was okay with it. So
Yeah.
I was like, fine, I'll take that to see Lesnar take
See
out
the
Jericho.
champ in action.
Big champs.
So we got to see the opening matchup: Big Show and Luke Harper going up against Eric Rowan and Dolph Ziggler. I don't know how I feel about this matchup. I don't know how I feel about a lot of the matches that happened. It was kind of a lackluster night. I know a lot of the guys were worn out from TLC the night before.
I could imagine.
Yeah, especially Ziggler and Harper. All bandaged up and everything. But,
I knew Harper was cut up and Ziggler was cut up too, but do we know for sure if he actually injured his arm or he was selling or what?
I'm guessing he was okay by the end of it.
Yeah.
But he did have the tape underneath one of his arms.
That's like cut stuff. Like I thought he may have like broken something.
Yeah, I think he got very lucky with that one. But the matchup was all right. Big Show knocks out Rowan again, and ends up getting the victory.
Finish. I was supposed to say, I don't remember the finish.
Yeah, very strange to have the good guy lose 2 matches in a row the same way.
Yeah.
But whatever. So we got a backstage segment with Fandango, and Jericho. Jericho's wanting to slam me back and saying, after my match, I'm going to come out here and get it. And why didn't you just get it then? But whatever. Who cares? Sure. So the next match we got to see Natalya teaming up with Alicia Fox to go up against the Bellas, because why not? Oh, and also they had like a backstage segment at TLC with Brie going, I know we've had our differences in the past, but we're sisters and blood is thicker than water. So that's their explanation as to why Brie is now siding with Nikki.
Half-ass shit.
I do think it's entirely possible, like what Trish was talking about a few weeks ago, that she's like hiding in plain sight, like waiting for her opportunity to challenge Nikki when it's sort of unexpected. But they aren't telling. It doesn't seem like they're telling that story.
They're not telling any story.
I think I'm just saying. I don't think it's out of the question. If they won, if in a month from now, Brie just turned on Nikki, it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
So.
No. Well, until then,
it doesn't. Again, it doesn't play like subtle storytelling where you can like assume that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I know she wishes that I had died in the womb, but we're sisters. There's more important things going on in the world.
Well, I buy that you can say some fucked up shit to your sister or your brother or your sibling, whatever, and then be cool about it later. It just doesn't read like I don't know. It just
that was
it reads
a quick
weird.
switch.
Yeah, and
that didn't make sense.
Yeah, but Natalya and Alicia Fox end up getting the victory. It was a very short matchup.
Also, something weird. Tyson came out and was checking on one of the Bellas or whatever.
Yeah,
Brie.
Yeah, and he did send out a tweet later on that night. Did you happen to see it? He was basically talking about, I've known the Bellas for a long time. I just wanted to make sure they were okay.
I'm scared to look at Twitter involving Tyson and Natalya after I accidentally tweeted them about their dead cat. Total accident. It was not meant to be like crass or like whatever. It's like, nope, stay away from those guys.
Yep. Just avoid if you can.
I forgot that their cat had died. I knew they had got a new one. I knew that it happened.
You got the names mixed up.
Yeah, I got the names. I called the new cat the old cat's name.
They're probably like, you bastard. You're on my blacklist.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. So Natalya and Alicia Fox end up getting the victory.
Probably overplayed it. They probably didn't even read the fucking tweet. They probably got mentioned like a million times. It's like buried in some list somewhere.
So next up, we got the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. He calls out Rusev and Lana and talking about how they're so uptight. Yeah, very schoolboy-esque. Like, oh, you two like each other.
Well, that's Jericho.
Rusev and Lana sitting in a tree. He literally saying that.
Yeah.
Like, this is elementary school stuff.
If you think about it, Rock and Jericho are like almost the same.
Yes, they are. They both come in with their little isms and their Very
Don't work so well these days.
Not so much.
Also, Lana.
What was with the bun?
Don't get so creative. The basic
was
bun
like-
is fine. It was like a braid into a bun. It was like
Yeah.
don't get experimental with the bun.
KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right. I'm not calling you stupid, Lana. I'm just
You never
saying,
heard that?
KISS.
Yeah.
Keep
it simple, stupid.
Just go with the traditional bun, Lana.
Yeah.
Don't get
You
so
look
creative.
just fine. with
Don't
the
get
simple
creative
bun.
with the bun. The whole time I was like, what in the fuck is wrong with her hair? What is wrong with that woman's hair?
Or
couldn't
wear
stop, couldn't stop staring at it.
If you're gonna do something different, just wear it down. It looks great when it's down.
When I saw it down and it threw me off, I was like, whoa.
This
That's
is
weird.
This chick.
This is weird. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, her and her lingerie.
I prefer it up.
Yeah,
I just don't get
keep it in the bun. Keep it out of the way.
Don't get creative, Lana.
Keep it out of the way.
Yeah,
Get that hair out of there.
you're gonna make some jokes about how you like each other and you're secretly dating and
Booyah.
kiss and Sputnik. So and that prompts Ryback to come out because he's apparently wanting to fight him, and Rusev backs down, saying I'm the champ, whatever.
Big champ.
Big champs. So yeah. So next up we got to see Big E and Xavier of the New Day going up against Gold and Stardust with Kofi Kingston on commentary saying we don't have a hidden agenda. New Day. New Day.
Oh my gosh.
New Day. New Day. New Day.
Oh, my brothers
Thank you.
and Sister
Good
Renee.
Lord. What?
It's like, my brothers and Sister Renee.
Mm-hmm. Renee Young.
It's like, oh no, I have a sweating problem.
So, they asked Kofi what the hidden agenda was, and he's like, nothing. We're just here to spread the word, be happy, and love what we're doing.
Be positive.
Be positive, yeah. So, thoughts on this match? Thoughts on the New Day of what they're doing? Is there a hidden agenda?
I feel like I don't care with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm still gonna watch it and wait, and see what's gonna happen, but I just don't like. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Doug,
Forgot the question.
what do you think about the New Day? Is there a hidden agenda? What do you think about the matchup?
I don't think there's a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
I think they're just positive.
Mm.
These dudes are getting off on positivity.
Yeah.
I'm so positive.
Okay.
Doing that
you.
shit.
Getting off on
Thanks.
positive.
Yeah, no, we get it. We get it.
We get it. We're just still stunned by it.
That one step closer to
Check
losing that
off
best
the
man
positivity.
status. So the crowd didn't care about this match at all. They were chanting NXT, CM Punk, Jerry, Michael Cole, JBL, and all that stuff. So, but Big E and Xavier end up getting the victory, chanting. And then what I find most interesting is that the fans literally chanted "New Day sucks" during the match, and then when they won, they started doing the "New Day,
New Day.
New Day."
New Day.
They started doing that. So
They just don't give a fuck. It's like
No.
the fucking chant shit.
Yep, they do. So whatever. So then after that, we got to see Adam Rose going up against Kane, and this was a short matchup that Kane got zero reaction for.
Can't not respond to a call and response.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Well, I mean, if you're not liking
I
the
know.
guys,
I know.
but
Bad joke.
yeah,
Worse than
So-
Stray Bear's
I don't know.
joke.
Gets getting off with positivity. Positively getting off. So Kane ends up defeating Adam Rose and then tombstoning the Bunny, which that probably brought the biggest pop of the night whenever they delivered the tombstone to the Bunny.
Which I thought his head was gonna pop off.
Pop off.
I'm glad that they I don't know what it is, but
Made whatever
when you
adjustment
turn,
needed to be.
when if you turn him upside down, it doesn't fall off.
Our sports station down the hall has an alligator costume, and the head has elastic bands that actually go underneath the arms.
Interesting.
So like you can put your arms through it, so that it doesn't fall off or anything. So maybe that's what they do.
We should use that alligator suit.
Slay the gator.
Or something.
That'd be cool.
So
You get
Yeah.
that, and we got that that chicken.
Who did Titus wrestle on SmackDown? Not the one today, but from last week. Oh God. Who did he wrestle?
I don't know. I didn't get to catch SmackDown. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about SmackDown for this week unless you want to just touch up a little bit on it after this. But
well, seeing how you guys are just dying to from what you just said,
WWE week.
I guess we get past since you guys are just frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, is that what it is? But yeah, so after that, we got to see Jericho come out, Paul Heyman come out, offer him to write him a check for $200 that he owed them, and you know, hey, let's look and see what the WWE Universe picked for your match. It's one of 3 options, and they're exactly the same.
Yay.
Do you want a no-holds-barred match, which is no DQ? Do you want a street fight, which is no DQ? Or do you want an Extreme Rules match, which is no DQ? And it doesn't matter what the fans pick because it's all the same match. So Heyman tries to talk his way out of it and then says, well, I can't believe you would pick a match with Brock Lesnar, bringing Brock Lesnar coming out. He comes out and, you know, demolishes Chris Jericho, delivers the F5 to him.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm not hurting myself. So,
Don't hurt yourself.
what were your thoughts on the return of Brock Lesnar?
I always enjoy seeing Brock. It's always great to see him. It's just an added bonus that Jericho was super annoying all night, and then Lesnar went out there and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. It's that little icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
It's the little things in life, dude.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
Enjoy the little things. That's right. So, and what cracks me up is that whenever Lesnar attacked, the fans chanted for Cena. Cena, Cena, Cena. Who, much like leading into Survivor Series, was nowhere to be seen. You know, someone who is so amped up and hyped and ready to face the beast for his title does not appear for that. So he didn't help his team at Survivor Series, and he didn't jump at the chance to make his presence
How do you know
known.
John Cena wasn't taking a shit during this? What if he couldn't make it? What if he was trying to wipe and get his pants up, and then Lesnar walked out?
I would think by the time he heard the music resound through the
Were
arena,
you going to stop mid-shit to go fight? No, you're
I
going to
mean,
finish your shit.
if you got business to
You
take care
can't
of,
stop mid shit.
No, you don't stop mid-shit.
if you got business to take care of,
You never stop
Meaning,
mid
if you're shitting, you keep shitting.
It's like, oh no, okay, I'm good. No, I gotta finish this.
no, I was watching this. I was
I
watching
don't
the
care how bad I want to fight someone. If I'm mid-shit, I'm finishing the shit.
Well, we're just learning all kinds of interesting things today.
Wait, you would? That's more you saying you would stop mid-shit is way more interesting than me saying I would finish my shit before I fight someone.
I don't know. It depends on the situation.
What?
Suck it up.
No, come on.
What if there's a fire?
Well, then you can shit your pants in a fire, but
Those different rules, man. Different rules.
Yeah.
please
Different rules apply.
please elaborate.
Go ahead.
I don't think he was in the bathroom. How about that?
No. Elaborate about you saying you may or may not stop mid-shit to go fight someone. What is the circumstance you could see stopping mid-shit?
I can't see any situation where I would fight someone to begin with, let alone leave the bathroom in order to do it.
Well, don't be throwing out those false claims like that and then talking down on me for saying I would finish my shit before.
You are more than entitled to finish your shit.
Right. I know.
Okay.
And I think it's the appropriate... Weigh in on the Facebook page if you would finish your shit under any circumstances. You would finish your shit before fighting someone, or if you would stop mid shit, which I don't even think is possible to go fight someone. Please let us know.
Okay. So there we go.
I agree. I don't think that's possible. Stop mid shit. If you try that and it's like, okay, no, I gotta go. No, I gotta finish.
I got to finish this. Yeah. I've started. I can't stop.
Gotta see it all the way through.
So we got to see Fandango come out, and Roman. I didn't get to see this part where Roman Reigns comes out.
Jericho did the thing where he does the blah 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 blah, all the making fun of his name 100 different ways that it's all really lame.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that before this one?
That was in the opening segment.
Yeah, I was up in a segment.
Oh
when he
yeah,
made
because
fun of
Lesnar just
Fandango.
killed him like last.
Yeah. So apparently Roman Reigns.
This is where he actually had a match.
Oh.
Okay. He was gonna wrestle.
Who you wrestle?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. You're right.
So Was it an actual match, or was it just
It didn't really get
Reigns
started.
comes out and just knocks him out and grabs the mic, and before he can say something, apparently he was interrupted by Big Show.
Right.
And then Reigns tried to fight him off?
Right.
Okay. Anything else from that?
I
Not
think
really.
John Cena's probably still in the bathroom at this point.
So after that, we got to see Jimmy Uso.
Mega dump.
You gotta think, if you're backstage at a WWE locker room and you see like jean shorts and sneakers under a stall, you're like, that's Cena, right? You're like, do anything you...
I can't see it, but I sure can smell
Well,
it.
like-
That's stinky.
It'd be crazy
Well,
if like
I bet they plan their attacks around that. I'd be like, if I was a villainous bad guy and I was gonna do something dastardly, I would check under the stalls to see if I saw like jean shorts and sneakers. Then I'm like, yo, Cena's shitting. Let's do our shit right now.
What if
Like, that's
Cena
when we
was
make our
on the
move.
toilet and his legs are like, he's kicking his legs back and forth and you hear dun 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 dun. He's like singing his own song while he's on the toilet.
Why? Who kicks their legs on the toilet?
I don't know. He maybe
First of all,
music.
he's not a Muppet baby with some tiny ass legs that are swinging off.
Well, they have some big toilets in certain places, okay, man?
How big of a toilet do you need to make a man who is like 6'5" dangle his feet?
Cena's, no matter what toilet Cena's shitting on, his feet are on the ground. Cena's feet always on the ground while shitting.
I want to see someone create a big toilet.
He is all about like butt jokes and farts and shits and...
He started the shits.
No, you started it at TLC with nothing but farts.
Yeah, but I stopped afterwards and y'all continued it. So y'all brought the farts out of it? I don't know.
Look, I'm just saying it is completely plausible that that's why Cena didn't come out. He could have been taking a shit.
Okay. Very possible.
Man, that's a good point.
Yep. So the next matchup, we got to see Jimmy
It's
Uso.
fucking bulletproof logic.
Jimmy Uso going up against The Miz. What did y'all think about the matchup? I didn't get to check. I didn't get to see it.
I'm trying to remember.
There was not much to this. It was... sorry.
There was that. There was that.
God.
I really don't remember too much.
Yeah. I heard Jimmy kind of being a little heelish during the match.
Well, they're playing off all the Miz stuff with Naomi, and he's
Well,
getting-
and how he comes off is, you know, he's the jealous boyfriend. He don't give a shit. He'll smack the.
Did we even talk about the Mizdow and Miz match versus the Usos for TLC? I don't think so either.
wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. Well, not good enough for us to talk about. So, ended in a disqualification. Whatever. I'm starting to get over this Mizdow thing.
No, you're not.
It just they crossed the line. They went overboard. With
They went voodoo doll.
There's a way they could do it and make it work for me. Apparently, it works for most people though, because they want Miz.
I mean, it's still somewhat entertaining, but as far as like,
not for me.
like, oh, dude, this is great. I'm like, okay, yeah. Oh, haha.
Not even that for me. I'm actively like, just stop.
Yeah, just stop it. The time has passed. So apparently Naomi was backstage and Miz went up to talk to her and like, hey, if you want this music deal or whatever, I'm the guy to talk to.
Well, he got her a Divas championship match.
Divas
on
championship match, which didn't pan out too well for her, thanks to the Miz and Jimmy. Whatevs. So final matchup of the night, Seth Rollins going up against Cena in a steel cage match. I actually thought that this match was a little bit better than their TLC match.
Pretty good.
You know, again, J&J Security making their presence known, just not as much.
This is perfectly fine for a Raw main event like TV stuff.
Oh yeah,
Perfectly fine.
yeah. And I like that they're actually getting a bit of a feud. You know, I'm digging it. But one thing that I like to see, if this is a big hypothetical, if they were going to have Rollins cash in at WrestleMania, they need to take him off of TV pretty soon, which I know would be really bad because he's been one of the top performers in the last few months.
What do you mean by take him off TV?
Like, have him like faking, like do an injury angle or something. Like have him go out and people are gonna be like, oh no, the status of the, Money in the Bank is up in the air. Will he be able to return in time to cash it in? And then have him skip Royal Rumble, have him skip Fastlane, and have him return at WrestleMania to cash in.
I don't see that happening.
No. Yeah, I don't
I
either.
don't see them
but
taking. They sort of need. They don't have.
They need the star power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that kind of stopped me from going, yeah, that's a good idea. But what if? So,
I mean, he's effectively their top heel.
Oh yeah, who's there full time at least?
Yeah, I mean Lesnar's your top heel, but he's not there.
Yeah, but speaking of Lesnar, he did come out, make his presence known, attack John Cena, give him the 3 suplexes, then the F5. Paul Heyman shaking his hand, that being Rollins, and then Rollins gracefully stepping out of the steel cage to get the victory.
Well, he stopped them dead, insult
Yeah,
injury. But.
that too. So, but good stuff. I'm liking that they're, in some form or fashion, Rollins is getting these victories over Cena. Like, he pinned him at Survivor Series. Now he's won the steel cage match. So it's like, well, yeah, he won in dirty tactics. Well, yeah, he's a heel, and he's one of the top heels. So you got to have a reason to hate him. But this is also looking really good as establishing him.
Well, I know we're not. You guys don't want to get into SmackDown, but what's sort of weird is he did a job to Ziggler in the main event of SmackDown.
Yeah. So.
Not that that's.
But that's with bruised ribs.
I'm not saying it's necessarily the wrong call. I'm saying it's an interesting booking choice.
Yeah. Like you build him strong, then you build him weak. Then you build him strong, then you build him weak. There are a lot of up and downs. They're trying to build a lot of people while also keeping the weaker guys look strong, and it's just too much. I don't know what they're doing. But all in all, that matchup was probably the better of the night. The rest of the Raw was fairly passable, I think. Yeah. So
Right.
So be on the lookout next week. Hogan is going to be making an appearance.
Brother.
Hulk Hogan playing Santa Claus, and there was a large outcry as to why Mick Foley was not going to be portrayed as Santa Claus, and he actually responded, thank you very much for thinking of me as far as that. I love being good old Saint Mick. Unfortunately, I do have prior engagements that I, have to stay true to. So at least he gave a reason for the fans who were wondering. So be on the lookout for that. Time to move into some hot topic news. We've been hyping it for a couple weeks. The event is going to be buzzing around the wrestling world. Jeff Jarrett going to be on the show next week. He's retweeted a couple of stuff about it, so he's getting pumped. He's getting excited. We're going to be talking about Global Force Wrestling. We've also got a lot of submitted questions. We've gotten a lot of those. So you have just by the time this comes out, we'll already have done the interview. So thank you all for the questions. We'll be doing the interview later this week, and then it'll be up for next week's show. Or maybe for those of you who subscribe to YouTube, I might upload it a little early. But we'll just have to see for that. In ROH news, Alberto El Patron, he will be making his debut against Christopher Daniels. So I know, Tyler, you were mentioning earlier, you're pretty hyped up for that match.
Yeah, it's just really cool just seeing him versus some people that you want to see. There's some cool matchups that will be had in ROH.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would like to see him, who was it? AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And him,
That'd be pretty
cool.
good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Or, like maybe him versus Jay Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have to. He's got a couple of dates with him. I know I think he's going to work a pay-per-view and a set of TV taping. So
Nice.
the smart thing to do with him is to present a couple of matchups like your Daniels and your AJ, like a ex-TNA guys versus an ex-WWE guy. But then you also got to put him up against like your own guys. It's the smartest use of your money.
Mm-hmm.
Think they'll put him against the main champion?
Well, you said Jay. I mean, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean,
think so?
Do I think they'll put him in? I don't know.
Depends on how long they have him for.
Sure.
So we'll have to see how that all turns out. In WWE 2K15 news, the first bit of DLC is now available. Hulk Hogan, red and yellow, as well as Hollywood. The WCW pack.
That's pretty fast for that to come out.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm glad that it's
the
out.
Hogan.
Yeah. So you can get the Hogan Red and Yellow, as well as Hollywood Hogan, the WCW pack, which features DDP, Steven Regal, Fit Finlay, Lex Luger, Bam Bam Bigelow, and also if you have the season pass, which I do, Paige.
I do not have that season pass. I need to get it.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I get that. You can get the accelerator, although you already purchased the accelerator.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. So there you go. Any other hot topic news from you guys?
Let's say no. I don't know.
Okay, so with that being said, it's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First and only question coming to us from Trish, saying, question for you guys. If you could change one match outcome from TLC or the NXT or the epic NXT Revolution or REvolution, which would it be and why?
One match from NXT or TLC?
Yes.
See, I'm trying to run down in my head the finishes.
Maybe have Dean Ambrose win. Although they're saying that they booked Bray Wyatt to win because he might be the front runner for an opponent for WrestleMania for The Undertaker, which is really weird. I don't think that should happen.
Well, I think it's still pretty up in the air if Taker wants to come back or not.
Yeah.
I think he should, and I think he should just...
I think he should stay gone. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. One finish.
Give Rowan the win, although they're trying to book Big Show strong.
Yeah, I'm not torn up about that. I would have liked to see Harper retain, but it looks like they're actually going to run with Ziggler for a little while, so I'm okay with him getting the belt back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would have liked to have just seen the Usos take the fucking belts off of Miz and Sandow.
Yeah.
Just because I'm tired of fucking the Sandow shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like the match, but I kind of would have preferred Luke Harper to keep the title.
Yeah, good stuff. I actually didn't really have too many problems with the card as far as the outcomes, but yeah. So there you go. So thank you very much. Make sure to submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com or WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. So search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Twitter at WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, at Tyler_Abear.
And we're also on Twitch.tv/WNS Podcast. So there you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug, Teenager of the Year.
The month.
Does not stop mid-shit, and we will catch you all next week.